Wait, how long do you think Carlos will be at Williams? I don't think he'll be at Williams past this year. Really? Welcome back to Drive Like a Girl, episode 20.
Woo!
Take 2.
We have we recorded on the phone the whole podcast. And Sammy went to look down at where we record the audio to see how long it was, and we never pressed record. So now,
oh my god,
that's
entirely my fault. Yeah, that was awful.
But it's okay. It's okay. Look,
it's fine.
These things happen. Technical issues happen. It's all good in the hood. We just have to do it again, and we are. So welcome back.
Welcome back. This is the realities. We're not,
Yeah. Exactly.
We're not messing about here. I don't think we've had a serious technical difficulty like this since the first episode.
No, yeah, definitely not. And I think it's we had an audience. They've just popped out. Yeah, they even was like, that was such a good episode as well, and you didn't press record. Yeah, okay. No need to say that. We had our audience. They've gone.
Yeah, maybe I was just flustered.
Back, but I think you were flustered because we never have an audience. Yeah. We never have other people listening.
Lots to think about.
It is. But it's all good. We're here. Race 2 of the second race of the season.
Second race of the season.
China. What do we rate it out of 10?
I thought it was pretty mid.
It was very mid.
Yeah.
It wasn't up there in my favourites.
No.
I can't lie.
What would you rate it like? So, out of 10, but out of 10 Carlos Sainz smiles. If you were to give it
10 is what?
Out of 10 Carlos Sainz smiles, so you have to rate it the number of Carlos Sainz smiles. Smooth operator scale.
I would say a 6.
A 6 Carlos Sainz smiles.
Yeah.
That's fair. I might give it like, I don't know. I was in and out. We didn't watch it live.
No.
But I would give it maybe a 4.
That's low.
I know.
That is low.
But
that is low.
It wasn't bad. There were some exciting moments. I think it was pretty mid.
The reason why I rated it a 6 was definitely because Oscar won.
Yeah.
And Norris was second, so we had a 1-2 for McLaren. But apart from that, and it was sprint weekend, which we love to see,
yes.
And it was a great sprint weekend for Hamilton. That is why it pushed it up. But in the race itself, it genuinely was very mid.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened.
Well,
but we're going to debrief a second time.
Yeah. But how are you, Jess?
I'm fine. Yeah. Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
Because we only filmed the podcast. It's back-to-back weekends. Yeah. So, yeah.
Doing well. I mean, the flat looks lovely.
Thank you very much. It's not a mess anymore, thank God.
No, it's beautiful. The walls are all lovely. I love your bathroom.
Thank you.
And it smells lovely now that they've blown out that candle. Yeah. Getting all the the scent?
Yes, got my it's white something. It's sand plus fog. They're in TK Maxx. Okay.
Fog?
Yeah. Sand plus fog. They're all in TK Maxx, and they do the most beautiful candles. Really cheap. They're like £10
I love going into
less.
TK Maxx and smelling all the candles.
So nice. I did smell the bagel one.
Oh, is it? They had viral?
Yeah, the viral one. I did smell that. It was on clearance as well when I went there yesterday.
Not very nice.
It doesn't make me gag. I mean, I think people are a bit over exaggerating there. But it wasn't nice. Yeah, like you would never. No one would want that candle. I don't know who thought that'd be a great idea to sell a candle that smells like that. But anyway.
Maybe I need to go smell it. But no, I love coming here. I love your flat. It makes me... It's goals. It is goals.
Do you think?
Thank you. Really. Honestly, it is goals.
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes I don't think it is because a lot of people our age now, they live in new build flats, and that's very different to this. Like, this is a loft conversion. It's giving kind of old school London townhouse vibe.
I love that.
But no, that's nice. Yeah, it is nice. And it's small, but it kind of feels separate because you've got like the different stairs going down to the
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's got. I like
and
the character.
outside space.
Yeah,
sorry.
the outside space is honestly.
I know a lot
winning.
of people have balconies, but they're expensive to get in London.
Yeah.
This wasn't bad.
I love it. No, I love it. I love coming here. And let us know. We think this is a very nice setup, don't we?
I do. I really like this setup. It's giving cancelled podcast.
Yes.
If you don't know the Tana Mojo.
Yeah, I love cancelled.
Who would we be? We don't know.
Oh, yeah,
do
we were saying, if our viewers could let us know who we said we were a bit of both.
I think we're both.
But
I don't think we're
who do you
either,
think
to
is
be honest.
Who are you more like? We're both a bit of both. We're probably both a bit more.
I think
Brooke.
with what Tana says, like that, like when she says some outrageous stuff, I think that sometimes can be me.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely nowhere near as crazy as she is.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, I wish I was that kind of, like, I don't care.
I would love to be Tana's friend.
She must know so much gossip about so
honestly,
many people.
yeah.
And I love it how she just says it.
Yeah.
She just says it, she doesn't care.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it gives us
But
the
anyway.
tea. Gives us what we want. And they're going on tour and I can't go and I'm so upset. But would you go with me to Manchester maybe?
I would, you know. I
Good, because I can't make their London dates, but I could make their Manchester one.
I'm happy to do that. I'm really happy to do
that.
Okay.
But on to the race. Should we
the race.
Talk about first sprint.
Yes, let's talk about the sprint weekend. Do you want to debrief what a sprint weekend is?
Yes, so if you're new... I've lost my phone. If you're new to Formula One and you don't know what a sprint weekend is, so they happen not every weekend. They happen, I should have looked, but can't remember how many times throughout the year, maybe 8 or 9 weekends throughout the year. And they're basically, as the name suggests, much faster.
Yes.
They're very different. Yes, shorter, much more exciting, because the strategy is supposed to be very different in that time. You know, it's half the amount of laps, and it's just another opportunity to get points for you and your team.
Yes.
They
have a qualifying.
They have a qualifying, and like you said, you have the FP1, but then it goes straight into sprint qualifying.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I said that in the last
recording,
episode, not in this one, guys.
I
said, they have FP1 and then
sprint qualifying,
and then the sprint and then the race.
Yes.
Well, qualifying and then
and
the
there's
race.
not as many points up for grabs. I think there's just only max 8 points. But still, every little helps, and it's exciting.
It is. But what was the results for that? So,
oh my gosh.
Lewis Hamilton qualified P1 and he looked so excited and he just said such positive things.
First
it was really
time
great
winning
to
in a
see.
Ferrari.
Yeah, and then obviously he won. So yeah, first time winning as well, and that felt so good. Like, from what he looked like and felt like in the post-race interviews from Australia, the way that he came back with the sprint results this time, he's just so much happier. So it was so nice to see. So we were just ready for the race with Ferrari.
He had some good motivation after that sprint.
And they done well in the race.
What, Ferraris?
Yes.
Yeah.
But then...
Oh!
They were disqualified.
Yeah, which I'm sure you've heard by now.
So 3 people were now disqualified in the Chinese...
Big drama.
China Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It is. Do you want to explain why they were each disqualified?
So both of the Ferraris were disqualified after the race. So this also, we didn't know how much goes into kind of after the race checkups on their cars and things.
And like I said, it must be because they do the checks before, but they could still maybe slightly change something just before they go on.
Yeah.
So they have to check them afterwards.
But Charles got disqualified first for being underweight. So his car was much lighter than it should have been. Maybe they took some fuel out. Who knows? But that obviously gives you an advantage to go super zoomy. Pierre Gasly was also disqualified for the same reasons. His car was underweight. Gutting for him. But then Hamilton was disqualified for, and let me read it, excessive skid plank wear. So, ladies and gentlemen, insert diagram. I didn't know, but super high-tech piece of equipment there is a plank of wood underneath every F1 car called the skid plank, and that has to be 9 millimeters thick, right? But Lewis's, at the end of the race, was on average 8.6, basically. It was different throughout, but on average 8.6 millimeters. Now that is tiny, but that obviously meant that the car was way too low and therefore disqualified.
That is ridiculous that happened. Like, I know it's nothing.
Yes.
However, I'm sorry, they pay people to do that job. They're Ferrari. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That should not happen. Yeah, that's terrible. Like, and the fact that Lewis came with such excitement and just great positivity from the sprint weekend to then come into the race and to be disqualified, and both of them to be disqualified, that's so shit.
Yeah.
For Ferrari, that is so shit.
Like, honestly, like, I didn't think I, like, have had enough time to process this information, because that Ferrari, like, building right now must be freaking out.
Yeah. But I think as well, like, I really... when Lewis has made this jump from Mercedes to Ferrari, you want it to go well for him. And, like, yeah, he had a great sprint, but it's not working out so far. Again, and I know we're only 2 races in, and I'm jumping ahead, but I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, but the sprint is only, like, you know,
minuscule.
It's just
in
an
the
extra
grand scheme of things.
So it's not, even though it's great that he's won, and that's really exciting. Obviously, the Grand Prix is still the priority. But Lewis Hamilton is the first driver to break the record for both having won a race and be disqualified in one weekend. So
yeah, he's
made
history.
Add to the wall.
Yeah. Of all the things he's done for the history in F1, and there you go.
There you go, another one.
Okay.
But yeah, so in the end, awful ending for Ferrari. And yeah, Pierre, I haven't touched on that a lot, but gutting for him as well, because that's not really his mistake. Like, you'd be fuming at your garage for that.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
It just shouldn't I know these things kind of slip up, but yeah, not ideal.
No, not at all. But in other news in the race, Alonso, rookie number 1, also did not have a good time.
Yes, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I made a whole TikTok. Well, when we spoke about it in our last podcast, I then cut it up into a TikTok, because Alonso is giving Nico Hülkenberg, and I've said it before as someone who hasn't watched Alonso in his prime. If you are coming in and watching F1 right here, right now, and you've just seen the last 2 races, he's done worse than Nico Hülkenberg.
Yeah.
So you can't disagree with me on that he is giving he's giving not a very good driver.
He's giving rookie, mate.
He's giving, he actually is, like, DNF in 2 races.
Yeah, in a row, not good. But he's very chill.
He is chill, and I genuinely think that's just because he's had his prime, he's a world champion, you know, that's mainly everyone's dream as an F1 driver, is to be world champion, and he's done it. And I think he's just, like, here for the ride, you know. He still loves what he does, and just clearly is just
he thinks, you know, he'd probably like, I'll bounce back, you know, it's fine. Like, he knows the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, exactly.
He's able to look at it in perspective.
Exactly.
But yeah, not great for him. But, like, while we're talking about Alonso, his teammate Stroll did pretty well.
Yeah, which I kind of want to take back all... Well, no, I don't... Obviously, we talk about him being a Nepo baby, and he may not be as good of a driver and shouldn't really be in F1, but he's doing well.
He's doing really
you know,
well.
He's pulling through, which I'm really excited to see.
I mean, I think honestly, and I think he just needs maybe a little PR boost, but I don't, he doesn't want that, does he? Like,
I don't know.
It's just because
I
genuinely
think that's his personality.
Yeah.
I genuinely think he just comes across like that is just him.
Yeah.
And it's like Max Verstappen, he doesn't really want to be in silly TikToks, really. He doesn't go on Drive to Survive. Yeah. So,
but I do
let
feel
him do
like
what he wants to do.
Yeah, he's there for one thing and one thing only, and that is to drive, and he loves to drive, and I totally get that. I just want to love him as much as like I probably could, and as much as I do other drives, because like, other people talk about how much banter he has and how funny he is, and you know he's grown up with all these other drivers as well. Like he's in all these pictures with them. We don't get to see any of that, and that's the only thing. So, and being in PR and comms world, that's always what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So I wish I could see some of that so that I could love him as much, but he doesn't give anything about what I think, but I just want to be his friend.
We should invite him round.
Yeah, Lance Stroll, please.
We can get a few tequila shots down him and he'll loosen up, you know? Yeah. We can see, he can tell his jokes.
Yeah, I reckon he's well bants.
Okay.
Well bants. But before the race even started and before sprinting, we forgot to mention about the whole drama with the getting to the...
Oh, yes, of course. So they had what with the cars?
Yeah, with the cars.
Yeah, so they had a few issues apparently, and a lot of the top teams couldn't even get their cars in time.
China.
Like they thought from Australia to China, they thought that it wasn't going to get there in time for practice 1. But they did.
But it was fine. Literally, it was big drama for nothing. But like, let's really think about that. What would have happened? Like, what would we have had to do? Cancel the weekend?
Well, no, some teams wouldn't drive.
Really?
Because it wasn't like all of them were stuck. It was only like 3 or 4. Though. Yeah, I know, but that's their responsibility. They need to be there on time. If they're not, the race is still going ahead.
That would have been so... You would have never let that happen.
Me?
Yeah.
No, never. No. That would never even have come up.
No.
If I was in charge.
You do a smashing job coordinating.
My travel logistics are just on point.
Yeah.
In my job.
I can see you doing that.
But we talked about this in the first recording, but we've both been applying for F1 jobs, but we're not getting them.
No, cry. We're trying our hardest to get in, but they don't want us.
You know what? It's fine. But I could defo do their travel logistics.
No, you could. So if anybody is hiring, hire Jess, because I can honestly... I can see you running that. You'll be on top of all of that.
I'll be on top form. And I can see you doing the social media.
Thank you. I hope so. Yeah. One day, dream jobs will be working in the situation.
It will. But anyway, right, back to the race.
So
I wanted to talk about Charles starting the race with a broken front wing.
Oh yeah.
And completing the whole race with a broken front wing.
Yeah, doing so well.
So well. And to be disqualified, it's like he tried so hard just to be disqualified at the end.
I know.
Like he done the whole race when they said he should come in and pit, and they had the new front wings ready to put on, and he stayed out. He was like, no, and he finished well.
Yeah, he was really in control of the situation. He was in P4 for most of the race. Obviously, right at the end, tough. Verstappen took the place, but like he was really, had a good strategy. The team were talking to him throughout, and he was in control, and he seemed on top of it. And a lot of the teams, followed that same. We've talked about it before in other races and tracks where it's that one-stop strategy. And Charles, they stuck with that strategy, as did all the teams bar one. And it did seem to work out for him. Like, who knows if he hadn't have had that issue, how fast he could have been and where he could have been. But like being near the top with an issue like that, degrading and losing him time every second was very impressive.
Because Yuki had the same issue.
Yes.
He came off, and unusually his front wing kind of just...
Yeah, literally
the way it came off kind of seemed like it did by itself.
But they both I think just like skirted the edge. And then it just came off. But Yuki's was pretty dramatic, but it seemed out of nowhere.
It was kind of worse because you could see it more than you can with Charles. Like with Charles, his wing issue, you had to really kind of look and you could compare it because he was driving like with Lewis, so you could compare.
Yeah, I did appreciate that shot because I was like, what?
Because we could actually see what was wrong with it. Because I don't think I would have been able to tell. Not gonna lie. I mean, maybe, but no, Yuki's was definitely more obvious, and so he had to come into the pits and change, which made him go into last.
Yeah, it was like it was a long pit as well.
Not good for Yuki, considering how well he's done in the previous race and how he's done all weekend. I think that must be really gutting for him.
Yeah, but you can't predict these things, obviously.
No,
like,
of course not. I just want to talk about the whole Yuki and Liam Lawson. Now we're on Yuki. that situation, there's rumours going on in the paddock that apparently that Yuki will replace Liam by the Japanese Grand Prix, which is the next race. I just don't think that will happen.
I am so against
cannot
it.
do that. Yeah.
No, yeah. Like, look, Red Bull has a track record of being a bit impatient with their junior drivers.
Probably why it's a rumour.
Probably why. But if that happens, I think it's a bit of a joke. Like, we're 2 races
but
in.
they know they've got heat on them right now because of the whole junior malarkey talk. Like, they even have been... Like, Christian Horner was questioned about it. Is the car for Max? Is it just for Max? Will anyone else be able to drive it? Are you letting your junior drivers go too early? You're not giving them that chance. You're not supporting them well enough. You're not letting them grow in the team and like... And he kind of said yes-ish. He obviously bounces around a question.
Yeah,
like they
he's
all
very
do.
good at
he's very
politically
good,
answering
very
a
good.
question.
But I think he said that the car, obviously when Max wants changes, they're going to make those changes. And if he wants certain things done to make it very sharp, but then it only so yes, it does. The car is made for Max to the point where Liam can't even drive it, or like any of the junior drivers could really drive it. I think Daniel was really the only one that had a real good shot at it, but that was his mistake to leave. But I don't know. It's hard, and I think they can't just get rid of Liam again. Like, they've got so much flack about them with the junior drivers. They're not just gonna... Surely
no,
not.
And I
is
did see...
too extreme.
I saw somebody ask Christian, like, you didn't pay out Checo just for this to happen. Like, are you going to let this happen? Are you going to let... And he was like, look, it's been a rough week. And this was last week's race. It's been a rough week for Liam, and we're going to evaluate and we're going to look. So I think, that answer to that made me feel like he is on his side a bit for now, but we never know what actually is going on behind the...
But did Liam done tests in the Red Bull car?
Yeah, he did.
So
like, we saw it on Drive to Survive.
Like, they would have picked him for a reason. They would have picked him because they thought he could do it. So, and it's like they do that with all of these junior drivers. They obviously see their potential. And Christian Horner did say if it wasn't for him bringing in those junior drivers like Alex Albon, would they even be in Formula One right now? So, like, they should be saying thank you. And yes, I do agree with that 100%. But then also... Are you just letting them go too quick? Like, are you not giving them
enough
chance? Time? I don't know. We're not there, and maybe that's just how Formula One is, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But on the topic of Liam and the Red Bulls,
yes,
and this controversy, lots of people are talking about, obviously, should Yuki get that seat? And you're saying the rumours that he might be there before Japan. I've also been seeing a lot of chat that, do not put Yuki in that seat to protect him, because actually he's doing really well right now.
Yeah, he is.
And maybe it's not the drivers that's the problem, because we've got Checo, who is a really good experienced driver who, did not do well at all last year. And now
but
Liam...
he did do so well.
Before that, yeah.
So what's changed?
And also, Liam did really well last year in the RBs, and now he's not doing well. Maybe it's the curse of this second garage, and there's something going on internally, something else with the team that probably needs to be investigated, not just to constantly be blaming it on the drivers.
Yeah.
I did see a funny TikTok, actually, that Daniel Ricciardo has been cursing that second seat since he left. Which, I mean, doesn't quite check out, because Checo did do pretty well.
Yeah.
But... Yeah. Interesting. Obviously, we've seen lots of movement in that seat.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm like, is this going to be a round 2? Or, not round 2, around bloody 5. And he's a goner, Liam. I really hope not. I really hope they give him the whole season.
Yeah.
But they don't want to risk it. They don't want to wait. They just want to find that.
They're not
that
patient.
next. No.
I hope, let's let Yuki show how good he is in the Red Bull, in the RBC.
Yeah.
What are they called? Racing Bulls.
Racing Bulls.
And let's not move too hastily, okay?
Yes. But I now want to talk about the rest of the rookies, because...
Good race.
It was a good race for them, so much better than the last race, obviously. Very good to see. Isaac Hadjar actually got to finally race.
Yeah.
And he done well. He couldn't overtake Jack Doohan, though. He really struggled.
Yeah,
up until the last corner.
Yeah, but then in the end, he did end up ahead of him. I think 11th or 13th, or one of them's 13th and one of them's 11th.
But so there was a bit of that, but I think, to be honest, there was nothing really more to say apart from Ollie Behrman and Kimi Antonelli. I think slayed this race.
Yeah,
Kimi finished. Where did he finish?
8th, I think.
And he got driver of the day.
Yeah.
Not really sure why he got driver of the day.
Yeah, that was a bit out of nowhere. Even the commentators were a bit confused. Like, he started 8th and finished 8th.
Yeah,
so...
like, why is he driver of the day?
Yeah.
But I guess it is because he's a rookie.
And it's great for him.
Yes,
like,
and he's doing so well. And I think I did wonder why he's doing so much better than the rest of the team. Well, one, it's the car. He's in a Mercedes,
yeah.
which obviously helps. But I think because he's genuinely been with Mercedes for so long, I think they've prepared him so well. And
so he's come up in their like
smashing
junior
it.
programs, right?
Yeah, and he's, there's footage of him that I saw online when he was so small and he was surrounded by...
Still is.
Yeah. But it's sweet to see. But no, Ollie Behrman, he was a slay. We loved seeing his dad.
Yeah. I was like, what's his dad doing? I wonder if he's watching it from his POV.
Because he was watching on his phone as well. Yeah, maybe. But he done some great overtaking. He went from P17
to
P10.
But where
and
did
then
he end up?
Finished finished in
8. No, he finished in 8th, and Antonelli finished in... Am I looking at the right race? 6th. Yeah, I am. Antonelli finished in 6th.
Insane.
This is, again, after all the disqualifications.
Yes, obviously, yeah. And that meant Ocon finished high as well. But Haas were doing amazing as well.
Smashing race for Haas.
Yeah, so good. Very happy for them. They'll be very pleased.
I think, Behrman should have been up there for driver of the day with that big movement.
I think so. Well, I think it should have been Oscar, really.
Yeah.
Because it normally is. But maybe because McLaren are just smashing it, they're like...
Yeah,
they don't want to give it to him like they did with Max. They never wanted to give it to Max.
Yeah. Last year it felt like they were, not the underdogs, but kind of the underdogs. They had a big, obviously, resurgence, so everybody was excited. Maybe this year we're not as excited about it. Though I am still very excited. Yeah. Oscar is very chill when he wins, isn't he?
Yeah. He's always chill, though. We've always said that. He's so chill. I think he's got more mature now when he speaks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like from last year to this year when he was speaking in the post-race interview, I don't know, I thought he was more mature.
Yeah. I just feel it's so weird, like watching even the champagne celebration felt very muted, but we are obviously early days, so the races right now don't really mean anything. Like they're not game changing.
It's still amazing. But one thing I wanted to talk about is kind of how is the dynamic going, because the McLaren car is so good this year, they could dominate just as well as Red Bull have done in the past. How is it going to go with having two top drivers?
Yeah, number one
drivers, because like they say, you only really want an amazing driver and then kind of an okayish driver.
Yeah, like your junior driver, your experienced junior driver. Like Toto said it in Drive to Survive, he really backs the theory you need that number one driver because you got to make there comes times where you do have to make tough decisions as a team, obviously later in the season when points really matter, where you might have to pick.
Because people are saying Oscar is better than Lando.
Who's saying that?
Christian Horner.
Oh, yeah.
And he would pick him if they could pick anyone.
Yeah.
If they could pick either, he would have picked Oscar. And we just... Because Lando... I wouldn't say Lando is their number one. They don't say they have a number one, but everyone is obviously... It's in topic right now that Lando is trying to get the Drivers' Champion this year. But I think Oscar is just as capable if they have such a good car. So I really don't know how that's going to play out. Have we ever seen... Probably, but... Will we be seeing two drivers from the same team beating each other for the Drivers' Championship? But have we seen that before?
I think we've seen it with Lewis and
Nico Rosberg. Yes, it has. Okay, so it can happen. I hope that does happen this
because
year.
that is T.
That was T, and do you know what? It could be T this year.
If you don't know, if you're new to Formula One, go back to the episode.
Yes, where I
Jess
debrief
explains
that whole beef, and you'll understand where we're coming from.
But then Nico retired as soon as he won that championship.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but they're way too young to be retiring.
Yeah,
no way.
I don't see Oscar doing that.
No,
but you
way.
never know.
No, neither of them would do that if they would win this year.
Yeah,
no way, Jose. But anyway, Stroll overtook Sainz. We wrote that down just because I wanted to touch upon that.
On Sainz,
really,
your fave.
Yeah, Sainz obviously my number one. Why? This is what I mean. Is Stroll's doing well? I didn't want this to happen. I kind of had more faith in Carlos Sainz for Stroll to not overtake him. Like, no offense to Stroll. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think hopefully we'll see Sainz up there. He seems super chill about this whole situation.
You know,
I mean, Albon's doing very well.
Yes, that's such a positive. And he's posting on his Instagram every day, like, he's staying positive. He's kind of saying, you know, it's not working out, but we're working on it, and we're going to get there, and it's probably not him writing that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, I think he's there for a much bigger purpose.
Yes.
You know, he seems pretty chill.
He sees the upcoming years. This is his first, because like we said in the last episode, he knows he's not going to be up there this year.
Yeah. Wait, how long do you think Carlos will be at Williams? I don't think he'll be at Williams past this year. Really?
Wait, what? Do you think?
I think this is just a...
No, because I thought the reason why he picked Williams in the end is because he sees...
A project
where... And he's going to be there for a long time.
But I saw it as a short-term project. Like, he's like his little hobby to help fix this team in the meantime before another big seat comes.
Okay, so play. What seat do you think might come up?
I don't know. Red Bull.
Do you think Max is going to leave Red Bull?
Well, people have been saying that he might go to Mercedes if it keeps up. And then if he does, get Carlos in that Red Bull. If Carlos moves to Red Bull, will you be a Red Bull fan?
No.
No, really?
No, seriously.
Lying.
No.
Surely not.
I don't want Carlos to go to Red Bull just because I'm scared.
But
like, I am scared about people going into that second Red Bull seat.
No, like, but what if he's the first Red Bull seat? Like, if Max leaves and then Carlos is the first Red Bull seat. Would they even do that? Probably not. Surely. But like, so Carlos used to drive with Max.
With Max,
in the junior Red Bull team. So he has history.
But I don't see Max going to Mercedes because Mercedes are smashing it right now. They got P3 today.
Yeah.
In China. Kimi Antonelli's doing amazing for a rookie.
Yeah, I don't see them getting rid of George or Kimi, to be honest.
No, I don't see that happening at the end of the year. Like, at the end of the day, they're doing better than Max.
Well, that's probably why Max would want to move, but they wouldn't leave. But then Toto was, trying his absolute hardest, as we saw in Drive to Survive, to see if Max would move over.
But that was before Kimi. I feel like they've got a real good
No,
bond
but
with Kimi.
did they only get Kimi because Max said no?
Yeah, probably. But now that they have done that, I think that they've made a good choice.
Decision. Yeah. Yeah, and also, let's think about it. Like, Max has, like, completely moulded Red Bull around him. To move teams I wouldn't see it going well. It would be years of, again, remoulding, reprepping, like, the whole car around him. Like, big risk to jump from a team that is made for you to someone that would be entirely new.
That's what I mean.
But again,
But if Carlos was to replace him, how would he? The car's still going to be fitted for Max, so
yeah,
I don't know.
It would be.
But I didn't think of that. For some reason in my head, I just had it that Carlos would be there for like like 2 years.
I honestly see him jumping ship.
I don't want him to. Like, I want him to because I want him to do well, but I really love Williams and I love Carlos, and it was just a great merge for me. And now if he leaves, I'm being selfish, but
Would you stay with Williams or
because I love James Vowles.
What if James Vowles leaves?
He won't.
Okay.
And that's the end of that. He won't. He's too much of a good boss. He can't. Anyway.
But yeah.
What else is it?
Norris had some brake issues.
Oh yes, he did. But luckily he was able to save it, and he didn't. Nothing happened in the end. No, so that was good.
And obviously we've got the McLaren 1-2, but Norris held fast. He had what was it? Brake problems, and his brake was really wearing down, and he was actually getting a bit stressed at one point that he won't have any rear brakes for the hairpin because that corner is tight. But he managed it very well and managed to stay in that P2 position. So
he did.
Bit of drama there.
Great news
for him. We got a lot of over the mic commentary. What's that called?
The radio.
Yeah. Over the mic. A lot of over the radio commentary from them. Before we move on, Jack Doohan, your favourite rookie.
No, he's not. Isaac Hadjar is.
I'm joking.
Don't talk about my rookies like that.
Doohan got a 10-second penalty, and you noticed a new symbol.
Yeah, on the screen. I don't know. Can anyone please let me know if I've just been oblivious?
No, I've definitely not spotted that before.
But it had a red exclamation mark next to their name
after he got the
penalty.
Yeah, I liked it. Similar to how they have the fastest lap sign.
And it's not Rolex anymore. We just thought it was because of the Australian Grand Prix.
Yeah.
That it was just for that one occasion.
Big sponsors.
But it's now
TJ Heuer or whatever how you say it.
Yeah, instead of Rolex.
Yeah, they're the official timekeepers.
Yeah. For the next 10 years.
Yeah, big sponsor.
And Rolex just didn't, their contract ran out and they didn't extend.
And now we got big Louis Vuitton instead.
Yeah, Louis Vuitton as well. And the trophy in China was amazing, by the way. Insert picture. And it was in a massive Louis Vuitton bag. Open suitcase kind of thing.
No way, I didn't spot that. Yeah, very cool. But yeah, Jack Doohan got a 10-second penalty for basically... turning over brake, moving under braking, basically forcing Yuki Tsunoda off the track, which I think was what ended up with Yuki then having his front wing damage. So big moves from Doohan.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, there's not much to say just yet about him.
Yeah.
Really.
I don't like his new haircut. Personally.
You don't?
Yeah, he shaved it all off.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, no, because when I watched Drive to Survive, I saw his old hair. I think his new hair suits him better.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, that's good for him. I'm not a fan, but he can do whatever he likes.
Yeah.
It's definitely cooler and maybe more aerodynamic. So
Exactly.
with the helmet on.
Exactly.
So
one thing I wanted to mention about this weekend was obviously in the last episode we talked about Laura Mueller. Is it Mueller? Mueller. She was the first female race engineer for Haas, and
in Formula One.
Yes.
In general.
Yes. And she has now been the first ever female race engineer to score points in Formula One.
Big
and obviously
moves.
that's because she's the first female, but it's that step in the right direction, and it was with Haas, and it's just a great weekend for Haas.
Yeah, really positive. I think after last weekend there was a lot of negativity. Haas is going to be bottom of the grid, but no, they're now in 6th position.
Yeah,
again, early days, but I think that's really good for Haas. And obviously, Laura, that is a big. I was when you first mentioned, I was like, well, obviously she's the first female engineer to do anything.
It is big.
But yeah, it is big steps.
Yes.
Big steps for female kind.
Yes, female kind.
What's the one small step for man, one big step? That is not the saying. But
one step. What is it?
What's the saying?
What is it?
One giant leap.
One giant leap for mankind.
So it's one
giant leap for womankind. Yay!
And also, I saw that 40% of F1 fans are female.
Yeah, it's a rising number It's a massive
so
rising
number. So if you
number.
are out there, which I know you are because there's 40% of you, watch our podcast.
Yes. Click like. Click subscribe. Click the notification button so you're notified when we upload.
And then when we chat a load of rubbish about F1.
Yeah, which is fun.
It is fun. Do you have your F1 cards?
I do.
Well, how should we use them in this season? Season 2
so
of Drive Like a Girl.
if you're new and you didn't watch last season, I have these F1 kind of like trump cards. And
top trumps.
Yeah, we pick
Not
them
like
out.
Donald Trump.
We select someone, and then we do like a history episode and things like that.
Yeah. To be fair, I think I picked one last time. I don't think I did it. So I'm probably behind on one. But
no, I think you did.
I did an F2 explainer.
You did an F2 explainer. I did Christian Horner one week. And then Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton drama.
Yeah.
Also,
I did one on. I did one on. What's his name? Charles's godfather, I think. What's his name? Forgot that died. Jules.
Yes.
Bianchi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back. The second season. And if it's someone we've already done a history episode on, we could maybe change it up a bit and find something else that we could deep dive into about them. So who wants to go first?
Should I go first?
You can go first. Yeah, let me shuffle them. I'll just put my mic down.
Okay, she's shuffling them. Great shuffling skills there, Jess. No, not really.
I meant to lie. I can't shuffle.
That's okay. What do I hope it's going to be? I hope it's going to be... How old are these cards? They're not going to have any of the new drivers on.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe they're 2 years old?
So if there's obviously someone that's not in Formula 1 anymore, we
can still do their history.
Yeah.
Also, just before we do that, as we were talking about history, Eddie Jordan died this week.
He did.
And we reposted really on TikTok, somebody did...
his whole history, yeah, because obviously I recognise his face. He used to do some commentary, so yeah, definitely seen him about, but didn't know his history with Formula 1. So watching that episode on TikTok was amazing.
Yeah, it was really
cool.
He
started up a Formula 1 team from nothing. It was the first Irish Formula 1 team, and they're now all Alpine.
Yeah, so that team's gone on to be, Force India and everything. Yeah. So they're still there. They have a legacy.
They're still there.
But go and watch that on TikTok.
Yeah, it was really interesting. And also, he kept hearing like Michael Schumacher before he was in Formula 1.
Yeah.
And he got Michael Schumacher to race for his Formula 1 team.
And then he got nabbed.
Yeah, because he done so well as a rookie.
Yeah.
He then signed another contract
for the next race. Which I would be absolutely fuming about.
Would that happen nowadays? Would that happen? No.
Surely contracts are a bit more watertight now, because he was saying we signed a contract. You've got to agree to.
Yeah.
What's the point of having?
He was
contracts?
like, this is kind of disrespectful. From
it
the
was
other
disrespectful.
Team. Yeah, of course it is. But no, really interesting to see his legacy from Formula 1, and it made me really emotional because I was like, I didn't know any of this, and this is actually so sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really interesting.
Okay, cards.
Let's pick. I'm not good at...
Well, you got to hold the mic at the same time. It makes it a bit more difficult. Okay. Sorry, I'm not making this easy for you.
It's okay. Oh, some of them are gone, but it's okay. There we go. Oh,
Isaac Hadjar!
No way! Yeah! Because this also has Formula 2 people in it.
Wow, Isaac Hadjar!
No way! That's such a good one.
Yay! That's crazy!
Yeah. So you can do it about him. That's perfect. Yay. And I would be really looking forward to that because I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, he's your favourite rookie.
He's my favourite rookie. Yay.
Not Jack Doohan.
You're making it out like I really don't like Jack Doohan. He hasn't done anything wrong.
No. We just love Isaac.
Jack.
Here you go. There's my card. Okay, so next episode I'll do a rundown on Isaac Hadjar. That's crazy.
So the next race is Japan, and that is when we're away in Paris.
We're going to Paris. Yay.
But we can obviously watch it.
No, we can't, Jess.
Yeah, we can.
No, we can't.
I can find a streaming website.
We're going to be in Paris. Basically...
Yeah, we can watch it whilst hanging around Paris.
We've got very minimal time. Okay, maybe we can. But we're in Paris for 24 hours. So we've got very minimal time.
We're in Paris for 24 hours?
Well, we got Disneyland on the Friday, and then Paris on the Saturday, and then we're coming back on Sunday. So we have Sunday morning.
Darling, we're fine.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
That's more than 24 hours.
Maybe we can record it on the plane.
No, we'll record it when we get back.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll be in Paris over Japan. Who do you hope wins? We'll see. I hope Charles has a comeback. Ferrari comeback.
Let's say Lewis. Why not?
Wow, that would be iconic.
I need to see it. I feel like I need to put a smile on that man's face.
Well,
seriously.
He was smiling when he won that sprint.
He won't be smiling now.
He won't be smiling now. Yeah, I'm gonna go straight to watch actually some interviews because I want to see what they're thinking about this disqualification.
Not good. Not good.
No, not good.
But anyway, well, thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't.
Yeah, comment below if you have any ideas, or comment below your thoughts on the Chinese Grand Prix. I'd be really interested to see what you think.
If there's any other drama we've missed as well.
Or your thoughts on the Red Bull drama right now. Really interesting.
Need to know. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.